Hi everyone, it's Trader Rob, and today is day 12 of my small account challenge, trading just the Robert Anderson Goldline trading bot. Let's see how we can get this bot to profitability, some future challenges that I have planned for the channel, and a recap of some of my morning strategies right after the intro. Okay, as always, nothing that I state on this channel is financial advice. I am here to showcase some of the strategies that I take in the morning and also to showcase a trading bot that I purchased from Robert Anderson called the Goldline Trading Bot. Looks like we're might be getting into a setup here in oil, which is my middle chart right here. So currently, for those of you that have been following the challenge, I funded a cash account with NinjaTrader with $2,000, and I would give the trading bot 30 days to trade without any added conditions that I might put in. So pretty much taking the trades from its strategy start time to its strategy end time. And the for the first 7 days of the challenge, our account was positive, so I got all the way up to $2,200, which was a 10% gain on the account. Currently, the account sits at $1,834. So we're
Order
running
canceled.
we're run okay, so we're out of that oil setup. And I'll kind of describe to you guys why that trade there got canceled out. But so we're obviously down now, between that 8 and 9% range on the challenge. As I stated, I am trading this. That was one of the conditions that when I first started the challenge, I said, okay, I want to be 100% transparent with the system, and I'm going to trade it based on the most updated strategy templates that Robert Anderson himself gives out to his subscribers, or people that have purchased the bot and the indicator. That would be number one. I would always have the most up to date strategy. And number two would be that I would not put any of my discretionary trading into the system. So, do I think that the system can do better if you have a more discretionary style of using this trading bot? Yes, I sincerely do believe so. And I'm going to give you guys some examples as to what I'm talking about. So, one, I think that if you were to have some kind of bias in the market, it could be a daily bias, a weekly bias, in 4 hour time frame, maybe an hour. It could even go down to 15-minute bias. If you were to have some kind of filter based on bias for the day, I think that the strategy can obviously perform a little bit better. So here's a perfect example. In NinjaTrader, I have an indicator that pretty much is just looking for higher highs and lower lows. Okay, and based on where price action is at, it either changes red when you're making lower lows, and it changes to green when you're making higher highs. So I've got one chart set on a daily time frame. I've got a second chart that is on an hourly time frame, and then I have a 15-minute chart. So you could, in theory, when you turn on the bot, take a look at what the bias of those three charts are doing, and maybe if all of them are red, you turn off the longs and you're only looking for shorts. So meaning that you turn off the longs right here. Right now I've got longs and shorts both turned on. Okay. So that would put you trading more in the trend. Okay. Trend is your friend. The age old advice that a lot of traders obviously give you. So that's one thing. Number two,
Order submitted.
there is a gold line, an overnight open that for those of you that follow Robert Anderson's channel and strategy, you will know that he does not like trading into the overnight open. Okay, and it looks like we're getting a setup here in oil on a 1 minute goal line. Let's take a look at this one here. So we're obviously looking for a short here. This thing went through the 1 minute goal line and also pierced into the 5 minute goal line. Huh.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Okay, so that one canceled out in oil. Obviously, we closed higher than the 1 minute goal line, which is right here. So that would knock that one out. Not sure why I wouldn't take this 5 minute. We might get another setup here. The NASDAQ here is getting a 1 minute goal line touch right here and is setting up for a long. So we'll see if the system takes that trade. So, you know, and speaking to the goal line, so here is the overnight open right here, this yellow dashed line. So Bob, obviously, he teaches a lot in his channel that he's not looking for longs into the overnight open, okay? And if price action was above it, he would not be looking for a short into it. The complete opposite. What he's looking for is he considers that overnight open as a magnet for price action. So it's looking for a touch and then a rejection of the overnight open. Now, of course, eventually it's going to pierce it, and it's going to, then start using the overnight open as support. So, his strategy is mainly that first or second touch of the overnight open, which is where he puts a lot of emphasis on that reversal out. So one theory on making the spot, again, a little bit more discretionary, but you could, when price action is going into this overnight open, to take the longs off. How close or how much room do you need? Well, I would assume that obviously you need you would need the room to take your take profit that would be underneath that overnight open. Okay, and like in this case of a long, I would take the trade if my take profit was right around here, right around this red dot. Obviously up here, you're looking at a new high. You're looking at it going through the overnight open. So probably one of the least probability trade setups. So there's ways for the end user to, with discretionary tools as a trader, to make the spot more successful. Okay, that's my personal belief. And one of the things that I stated on my channel, that what my plan is that once my 9 more days of trading this strategy, which will complete the 30 days, is up, regardless where that account
order sits canceled
at, I will fund a cash account with $5,000, and I would like to trade one E-mini contract in 2 instruments, not 3 like I'm trading now, in 2 instruments of my choosing that I feel like has the highest probability of success, and optimize the bot using some of the options that I just went over. So having a bias, and that bias might be an hour, a 4 hour, a 15 minute, or a combination of a few. I personally like the combination of a few, but that's obviously going to limit a lot of trades, just because typically in a market, it's hard to find all of your time frames to be in the red, but it does happen. and not trading into that overnight open. That could be a strategy there. So looking for letting the system trade the strategy, but making it take what I would consider to be maybe the best setups. Another strategy is turning off the 1 minute gold line and the 5 minute gold line, or just trading the 5 minute red line, which is a trade that I genuinely like very much. That could very easily be a strategy, just in itself. So limiting the amount of trades that the system might take, that could be into play. And then obviously picking the right instrument is
Order
extremely
submitted.
crucial, but
Order
something
submitted.
very difficult to do. So we took an oil trade here, right in the middle. Let me open this up here. So this trade was a touch into the 5 minute red line. We've got our entry at 77.86, and we've got our stop loss at 77.75. And I know we can't see our take profit, but our take profit is up at 78.66. This is in oil. So that would be that take profit right there would be a new high a day, which again would be, maybe you're not your most high probability setup. And another thing too is that I am not closing out my trades early from take profit, so I'm not adjusting the take profits or the stop loss. I'm letting the system generate where it wants to do it and letting it trade again to its kind of finality. That's what I do in my own trading style, and that's what I would do with this bot, even if, once I can trade this system exactly how I would want to, it would be something that I wouldn't change either. I'm a big believer of letting trades run to their targets, for the good or the bad. So here we get a nice little pump up on oil. So we're currently sitting in a little bit of profit here. If this bar closes here in green, most likely our stop loss will be auto trailed and kind of take some risk off of this trade. But we will see. Again, we've got some multiple areas here of resistance. We've got, a pivot right here. And then obviously we've got our high a day right up here. So you've got some multiple levels that you would have to kind of get through. Oil in general has been seeing some really great moves. But again, it's 10:03 Central Time right now. So, you're getting, in my opinion, you're kind of getting to like the latter part of where you would maybe see some really big moves in oil. But that's not to say that, okay, so right there, I think our stop loss went up here. I think it shortened up. I was looking up to maybe get this down just so we can see our take profit a little bit better. And I believe that the stop loss did trail up, so we took some risk off there. Yeah, we did. We definitely did. So yeah, that's what I see for, let's see if we don't get stopped out here.
Order canceled.
All right, so that hit our stop. Let's bring this guy right back into its place, and then let's take a look and see what the result on that trade. So that trade was a loss
Order
of
submitted.
$23. 2304 to be exact. You know, a 5-minute red line trade, generally like those. Again, kind of an aggressive target. Let's see. Let me. All right. So our overnight open is down here. We were looking for a long. So again, the overnight open would not have been a real filter for that trade. 5-minute red line. I mean, I think that was a decent setup. I mean, obviously it needed to get through some resistance to make that trade work. So not the greatest setup, but it's a rule that the strategy takes. Buy order must be above last price. I get this error a few times. I think that just has to do with how quickly the price action changed there. I don't see that happen maybe once or twice in the system, but it has not affected the actual entry into the trade or anything like that. So, but we'll see here. Quick rundown of some of my strategies that I know that many people are following. Many people are in the Discord trading these strategies every day, and I'm super grateful for the awesome community that has been built in that Discord. So took a loss on my first oil trade this morning. I was able to get my 835 NQ trade, so that was a plus $250. I think I lost 160 on my oil, so I was still up about $80 there. There was another oil setup that happened that I know a lot of people took that took its full take profit. So small green day for me so far, but it would be nice to add some profits from the trading bot here. That would definitely help the challenge and help the account, that's for sure. And for those that want to join the Discord, the link is below. It's 100% free. And when I say that people are genuinely very helpful, I truly mean it, because people in the Discord have taken some of my strategies and turned them into, into real strategies that you can import into NinjaTrader. Some have coded them for TradingView. And they're doing that and sharing it, which is something that I value a lot. Obviously, I've shared my my indicators and my strategies with you guys. And just an update on the 15-minute NQ, the Rob reversal trade setup. No setup here this morning yet. We had a well, let me put it on screen here. So okay, here it is. So we got the open right here at 8:30. Okay. This is where my 835 NQ trade this morning hit on this short. It actually went into, I was in the red. I thought I was actually going to lose that trade, and then it reversed for the positive on me, and I was able to get my full take profit there. So we got one long indication here. So we actually got a pretty big down 15-minute candle. Okay, and then we've got our
Order canceled.
next bar up, which had a lower low. So again, we're getting pressure to the downside. On the next candle, we're continuing that pressure to the downside right here. But then we're getting a reversal and getting strong momentum upwards. Okay. So this was a setup, but not a valid setup because you were closing underneath the 80 MA. Okay, so this morning there has been no setup in this strategy. Now, there's some people in the Discord, and this is the one thing that I'm going to tell you is that I could put a strategy out there. Anybody could put a strategy out there, and the first thing that people, and I think that this is just a normal thing of trading. People will look to try to optimize the strategy to fit your own need, to fit your own strategy, and that's perfectly fine. And they'll start changing time frames or changing instruments, and as long as you're back testing it and it still shows profitable results, I mean, do what you got to do. My strategy is based off of the 15-minute candle. And what I like about that is that it limits my setups per day. And I have found it to really keep me out of a lot of chop. And it keeps me out of a lot of bad trades, especially with this. I mean, if you're trading this without the 8 EMA as a confluence or a condition, you're trading blindly. Okay. So you're definitely not trading that the right way. So yeah, no setups there. One small loss in oil on the Robert Anderson Goldline trading bot. So let's see what trades setups we get. Stick around for my commentary on each trade and then the recap of the entire day. All right, here we get a setup on the NQ.
Order submitted.
We are in a trade, and we are looking for a short off of a 5-minute red line. Really like this trade. Obviously, you can see the overnight open is sitting quite a ways away from us on top, and we are obviously looking for a short. I like the pushback down here. I like the pullback into the 5-minute red line. Again, this looks to me like a really good setup. I'm pretty excited that the system took this trade. This would be one that I would probably take manually as well. So let's see here how the system performs. We got an entry price here of 15,550 25 is our entry, and our initial stop loss was at 557.75. So looks to be about 6.5 points a stop. And our take profit is all the way down to 512.75. So about 38 points is the take profit here. And again, definitely like this setup. It's definitely one that I would definitely take even if I was trading this manually and if I was in front of the chart, which I was in front of the chart as this trade was happening as well. It does take some time for this one to complete. So you can see it's trying to get its legs here. We do see a small push. But this would be also pretty normal for it to see a retest, and see if it can retest maybe that prior. We've got the 1-minute goal line there. We've got the 5-minute red line there. So it's got some places there where it could want to retest. And then obviously with the stop that we have, we can obviously get taken out of this trade as well. So as you can see, we had a decent push there. We got about maybe 7 points in profit, but
Order canceled.
We're obviously going to get stopped out here for a loss. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, and here we're
submitted.
We're into another NASDAQ trade. Again, a 5-minute red line short. We've got the overnight open way above us up ahead, so that is not in our way. We've got some pivots down there where we're going to obviously see some resistance, but a decent looking setup. We've got a small cross of the 5-minute goal line and the 5-minute red line. Again, maybe I would like to see a little bit more separation there, but overall a decent setup on the NQ. On this one, we've got an entry at 553.50. We've got a stop loss at 61, which is about 6.5 points of stop. And then we've got a take profit at 516, which is, again, the same 30, looks like 38.5 points of take profit. Something obviously the NQ can do on most days pretty easy. Again, you just gotta, with these type of trades, you gotta catch them, at the right at that right movement. So again, about 6.5 points here of stop. We do have the 5-minute red line and the 5-minute goal line here for hopefully some support, but Not sure. So we've got a test there. Got a retest. Let's see if we can bounce off of here and get into some profit, man. That would be nice. Let's get at least one trade here. One trade here can change our whole day around. At this point in the trade, it's not looking good. We almost wicked there right to our stop loss. Usually when you start getting this many touches, you're probably going to get one that's going to break through and hit your stop here. Unless it wants to turn around and go straight to our take profit. Just so you guys know that the beep sound that you hear is not this trading bot. It's actually an indicator on an inside bar. I had it pre-installed on a chart and I forgot to turn that alert off. So it had nothing to do with the trading bot. Come on, it'd be nice to see one. Like to see one trade go.
Order canceled.
Well, another stop out there on the 5-minute NQ off of a 5-minute red line. Looks like it's kind of trying to break through here at this point. All right, let's see what else. All right, looks like we're getting
Order
another
submitted.
setup in the NASDAQ. Another 5-minute red line. I mean, again, this one's got a much deeper pullback. I like the separation between the 5-minute gold line and the 5-minute red line. Definitely see some more space here and some movement. We've got the overnight open above us. So again, pretty decent looking short opportunity here that I would probably have taken as well manually on this exact same trade. So let's see. Obviously, same parameters, same stop loss and take profits as our previous 5-minute red lines. Oil and Russell got pretty slow here.
Order canceled.
We got knocked out there for another loss on the NASDAQ. All right, and there was the trade recap. Looks like the trading bot took, I don't know, I want to say a total of 5 trades today. They all happened to hit my stop loss, so it did not have a trade go in the profit today. I mean, I had a few trades that were in profit, small as it was. None of the trades that the bot took take profit today. For the most part, I was pretty happy with the trades that the bot did take. Obviously, they did not work out, and we lost some money today again. So here's our profit and loss from our cash account. So now we sit at $17.28 with 22 cents, with a loss here of $105.84. So yeah, that part obviously kind of hurts a little bit, but it is what it is. I mean, those are the trades it took. In my commentary, I saw the system take trades that I felt I would take manually, and for one reason or the other, price action just didn't really work out for the system. And I keep saying it, and it's going to take it. The system needs to have one trade in the day take a full take profit for the system, in my opinion, to really be profitable and sustainable. Now, you can argue as to which instrument you should be trading. The instruments that I've chose is the Russell, oil, and the NASDAQ. So, which I think 2.5 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, when I started this challenge, those were from the videos that we get from Robert Anderson, and the how all the markets were trending. The Russell was trending well, oil was well. I know Bob doesn't really trade the NQ too much, but I know that he's put it in his repertoire. I mean, it's a good instrument to trade. You get some great moves, but it also could beat you to death too. I mean, that's the truth about the NQ. So what do I think? I know this is going to sound dumb, but I'm positive. I really am. I like the setups that the system took. They didn't work out, but I feel like there's going to be some setups that are going to pan out. One thing that I have said over and over and over again is, we definitely see the bigger moves really early in the market. Bob's philosophy on that is let the markets show their hand and then let's trade them. Well, some of the issues that we see with that is that when it does show its hand, the hand starts to really lose movement. So you've kind of missed on that movement from the earlier part. But it is what it is. Hey, 6 days in the challenge, we were in the green. 6 days of challenge, now we are in the red. So we're 50-50 as far as that's concerned. Overall, we're down, but there's still 8 more days of this challenge to hopefully get this account into the green. And if not, I'm not worried about it. I think that based on what I would like to do with my next challenge and start putting some of my own conditions into the trading, I think that, if the markets obviously agree, which there's no guarantee with that, but if the markets are decently moving, I think we can get this thing profitable even much easier than what we're seeing. So let me pull up a chart on our 15-minute NQ Rob reversal trade that we've got. A slow day today, obviously. Open, no trade. We got a long indicator, so we obviously got this strong down candle. I think I might have already explained that one, but no trade here. Closed underneath the ADMA. Here we go into some chop, and I'm going to show you how well I think the system can do even on the choppy days to try to get you not to take trades. That's why this 8 EMA is so important. So we get a short setup here. Doesn't work because it closes above the 8 EMA. Okay. Here, close above the 8 EMA as well. No trade. Here we get another one. Close, but nothing touching. So not closing underneath the 8 EMA. Here we get a long signal that happens at exactly 115. Now, as you guys know, if you follow my strategy, my shutoff time for this strategy is at 115. Coincidentally, I don't know. But it's documented in all of my videos. 115 Central Time is where I stop it. So, had some people on the Discord asking me, Rob, would you take that trade? Well, technically, your entry would be after the 115, so you would be past the session rule. But again, I'm not gonna fault you for taking this trade. If I was staring at this chart all day and I wasn't able to take any setup, and I finally get one, am I gonna take it? Yeah, probably. So, it's outside of the session rules, but again, not gonna fault anybody for taking this trade. And in fact, maybe even in some of my past recaps, you would have seen that we could take a trade like that. So I think this is more of a gut call. It's exactly what I said in the Discord. I think it's a gut call that you want to do. So here you get into some profit. I think it gets maybe 16 to 18 points in profit. Has obviously seeing some it'd be hard to get past this. Doesn't really have the momentum. And then, obviously it would probably turn into a losing trade towards the end of the market. So that's the recap for the NQ trade. Oil, took a loss in oil today. But that's okay. I mean, I think there was another oil trade in that second session that people took into Discord, and that worked out. A little funny today with session times with that oil trade that happened, but that's okay. They're not going to be winners every day. My NQ trade, like I mentioned earlier, at 8:35, won on that short, so that was 250. That kept me green for today. Well, if I factor in the Robert Anderson trading bot, I am actually red today with that because the oil is $160 loss. I took a loss of 100 and something bucks here. So that's 260, made 250. So yeah, that's in the red. If you combine my two accounts on my cash accounts with Ninja. But hey, that's what trading's all about. We live to trade another day, and I'm excited to see what the strategy can do tomorrow. Excited to see what the market's going to give us. I think we got some news coming up tomorrow. So if you want to join the Discord, there is a link below. It's free. We talk everything about trading, specifically these strategies. There's some indicators there. That indicator that I just showed you. If you subscribe to the channel, I'll give you instructions how you can pick that up. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all your comments. And I know there's going to be some comments on the trading bot that, hey, this is like 6 days in a row of red. Yeah, well, there was also 6 days of green. So let's give the system some time, and let's see how it finishes off here. All right. Well, everybody, I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy trading.